CBS 19 News at 10. As we continue to celebrate Black History Month, we look back at the deep and often untold history of African Americans here in East Texas. The Gamma Omicron Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority incorporated in the heart of North Tyler is a symbol of service and sisterhood and has a story that dates back to the 1940s. CBS 19's Ayanna Aird sits down with members of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority as they reflect on how that library helped shape their lives and their legacies in the community.
So as we walk down the street, what are some things you remember growing up as a child?
When I walk down this street, and especially during sorority meeting time, I always reflect back to my childhood of growing up here and going down this street and going into the Ella Reid Library.
For Shirley, that library was more than just a building. It was a gateway to a wider world despite the challenges of segregation.
And my mother would say to us, you may not get a chance to travel all over the world, but you can travel all over the world in a book.
In 1949, the Negro Public Library was the only place African Americans in Tyler could go to read.
As African Americans do a lot less, and we have a lot more than what our ancestors did. They had a lot less, but they did so much more. So they transcend from bringing a building from across town into the heart of the Black community for us to be able to read and continue our education. They pushed reading and education. It was so important in the African American community.
I went every day to the library because I lived right next door to the library.
Martha, an avid reader, found comfort in the pages of books during a time when segregation kept African Americans from many public spaces.
To me, that was all I knew, so it didn't register with me either way. All I was interested in was reading the books. Well, I would see my friends. We'd talk about the books, and we would have story time here too. At the end of story time, we would get a cookie and some punch.
And that happened right here.
And it came right here from the kitchen.
In 1968, the Negro Library was closed because of desegregation, but the building's story didn't end there. It continued to shine in pink and green. So this building has come a long way to where it is now.
Yes, it really has. And as a matter of fact, as I walk on this sidewalk today, then I reflect on Miss Willie Lee Glass and all of the great founders that took this building and made it our sorority house, the Gamma Omicron Omega chapter
of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
And so it has come full circle for me as a young child growing up and coming to read books and now coming to become a part of the amazing first Greek sorority sisters in this country.
This building continued its legacy of sisterhood, scholarship, and service, values that live on in the heart of North Tyler. It embodies the motto of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, by culture and by merit.
Good. I feel a part of history. I really do. I feel a part of history knowing that this was a Negro Public Library, and now it's the sorority house where I come every month.
There's not a lot of chapters that have sorority houses, and so the fact that we have been blessed to have one and the way that it came about is just astonishing. It's amazing, and will always be an important focus in that respect, in remembering what used to happen here.
It gives me a warm feeling inside out when I sit in this building and when I talk about those ladies who had such a great influence on my life as a professional student and then as a professional woman now. So they pushed education and how important it was for us to get as much as they could.
There's a lot of history here in Tyler, and a lot of history can be learned in the library.
In Tyler, I'm Ayanna Aird, CBS 19.
And make sure you join us for the CBS 19 Black History Month special celebrating resilience across East Texas and the trailblazers who paved the way for future generations. Don't miss these powerful stories airing February 23rd only on CBS 19.